Hey everyone, welcome to Secondhand Blasters. This is Normatico here. Today I am going to be reviewing another brand entirely. No, nothing from Nerf, nothing from Dart Zone, nothing from Air Warriors. No, today it is in fact time to get our game face on with the Trion. I actually ordered this bad boy off of Amazon recently. I know I paid full price. However, it's one of those things that I heard all the advertisements for it, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and actually try on the Trion. Okay, yeah, I'll be here all week. Anyways, so Game Face actually has entered the market and they make pro level blasters. This is one of them. Currently, they are actually having a special where if you purchase one of their Trions, they will throw in an extra sight for free. Go ahead and actually order it from them directly. Do not order them from Amazon like I did in order to take advantage of that deal. Now, inside this blaster, of course, you have a box that folds up, so you can see all the internal contents in, and it does claim that it has 3 different modes with instant swap spacers is what I've heard, where the just regular Trion gets 130 feet per second. You get a super stock, which is 160 feet, and then you have a ultra stock. I had to look up down there to make sure that that's what it said on the box, ultra stock. I guess they couldn't come up with a better word other than using another brand's trademarked name. Okay. Ultra stock is up to 200 feet per second. Now, I am pretty sure that with this, you can actually extend the barrel, maybe add a scar to it, and get that number to be even higher. However, we are going to run this stock as it is inside the box right now. But first, let's go ahead and actually unbox this bad boy and see what is inside of it. Though, it's kind of cool because I like these boxes. You actually kind of see what is already inside of it. Kind of neat, not gonna lie. All right, I'm anxious to get this bad boy out of here. Okay, so it looks kind of like a standard Pro blaster, very much like the Nexus Pro here. Got Biz Normatico scissors here. I already tried to get one of these with a box cutter, but scissors work better with these actual plastic strips, these zip ties. Okay, definitely got these in really tight against the product. There's already one negative about this. If you're gonna package something with zip ties, don't tighten it down so tightly that you cannot actually get a scissor or a blade underneath it to cut it out. I get that you don't want somebody to steal your product, but this is ridiculous. Ooh, you can see through it on one side, so you can actually count your rounds. That's annoying. Iron sights that are not iron. Okay, so there is a way that you can actually do this. I've been trying to avoid it because I wanted to have this part on camera, but we're going to take this entire lower box out. Ta-da! Here's the blaster. Of course, the muzzle actually goes on here. Is that a screw-on? That screws on. That's kind of cool. Okay. I see what you did there, Game Face. All right. So, this is pretty much it. You have the sights. You have the blaster. You have the muzzle. And you have your darts and your magazine. It's a pretty attractive looking blaster. Let's go ahead and see how this thing works. Okay, so what I did not get to show while I was doing the unboxing was the packet that had the instructions. That instructions packet actually had the two spacers that you can swap out that make it from stock to super stock to ultra stock. What is the difference between the two spacers? I'll be honest with you, they are both the same size. I'm going to naturally assume that you put in one for super stock, two for ultra stock. Regarding as to how you put those in, you actually go ahead and push on this stock release. That's kind of cool. This goes ahead and actually pulls out. How does this work? You actually push that, twist it, that pulls out. And then from here, you just actually load the spacer in like that. You push in and you twist. That is surprisingly easy to drop in. Wow. That is surprisingly easy to drop in. This right here, in my opinion, this is easier than the Nexus. And the Nexus was pretty easy to mod. I'm not gonna lie, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow. We're gonna try super stock for now. This is an actual extending stock. It does have an extending stock. That's really nice. Wow, one click. Okay, that's perfect for an adult male. That's really good. Okay. Now, they do say that to complete the assembly, you actually have to twist this until it clicks. Fortunately, from what I can see, once you click on there, it's going to be really hard to click off. Of course, you could probably just take it off by unscrewing the entire blaster and going from there. Now, I don't see where that would actually prevent you from getting a larger tube, either from Curie or some other manufacturer that you can get a 50-centimeter barrel. That might be a way to definitely improve the performance on this. Now, regarding the magazine, standard mini darts, they do include 15 of their pro darts. I'm not gonna lie, the foam on these, it actually feels a little bit more rigid than the Dart Zone darts. I have heard tell from people, based on reviews I've seen, or I should say I've read, that this blaster loves the Ember darts. I'm going to try not only a combination of their Pro darts, I'm going to try the Ember darts, as well as the Dart Zone Max Ruby darts, and we're going to see how they perform. Let's go ahead and actually swap out 5 of, for 5 of each of those, because this is a 15-round magazine, so we'll do 5 Game Face, 5 Embers, 5 Rubies. And yeah, I really like the way this holds. Now, this grip, it's not for everybody with that angle like this. Some people might say that they want to go ahead and actually do a bullpup style grip. I might do that in the future because that angle just feels a little awkward for my hands. Not to mention that smooth plastic, when it's a heavier prime, that's going to not feel so good. It does have one large Picatinny rail down here. This is actually a secondary Picatinny that once you unscrew this, that reveals its rail where you can actually attach whatever you want down there. It does have the actual safety. It is now engaged, and that's a pretty stiff trigger. And of course, you have the mag release down here by the magwell. Now, one thing I will say about this, it's not very well decorated blaster. You can actually see that it just has the Game Face logo. That logo exists on both sides. This blaster is seemingly made to modify and paint on the outside. Make it your own. Who knows? The red and white, it's very reminiscent of what Dart Zone does with their Max line. It reminds me of their Omnia. It reminds me of the Outlaw. Different color white, but you know, if you're going for that white and red theme, you can do that. Alternately, I might actually paint this one purple. I don't know. I've been thinking about purple and green, like a Barney the Dinosaur, call it the Barney Blaster. I don't know. We'll see. How about this, everyone? You select the color scheme for this blaster. Give me 2 colors, I'll see if I can find it, and I'll paint it and then post pictures of it on the YouTube channel. Make sure to leave a comment. So I am actually excited to go ahead and actually put this through the paces right now. I want to go ahead and do a chrono. I'm going to do, again, I'm going to do the chrono not only for the stock, I'm going to do the chrono for the super stock and the ultra stock. Let's see if this is a honest blaster. Because you can say whatever you want on a box. Doesn't mean that it's always going to be true. However, it is the first time I've actually seen on a box where they mention straight up feet per second readings. And yeah, I don't normally see that on most blaster boxes.
It's a nice sunny one out here in Ohio, and we are about to try on my Game Face. Someone kill me. Really? I try on my Game Face. So we are going to use the Game Face Trion. I like try on my Game Face. Can I say that one, G-Rex? Is that one okay? Yeah, all right. We're going to try on my Game Face here. And we are actually going to launch this one stock, super stock, and then ultra stock. I actually have the spacers here in my chest pocket, and I'm also going to show how exactly that's done. So I will say that priming this stock is pretty easy. We're going to do angled shots and straight shots. Ignore the vehicle that is back there. That's just a couple that is learning how to use their vehicle. I've warned them that I don't know how far this thing fires, and to please forgive me if it looks like I'm actually shooting at them. I am not trying to. So I do have this actually loaded up with ruby darts That way we can see how far those go. I found that in the chronograph, the ruby darts were pretty much consistent. So let's try these out. That's impressive. So that got a pretty good range. We're going to actually go do a quick dart recovery, and then I'm going to show you how to switch out the spacers. Okay, so now we're actually going to go ahead and swap this out, turn this into super stock. Again, you just push down on that stock right there. We actually pull down with our palm, we twist, pull out the rod. Spacer fits just like that. Put that in right back there. Down, twist. You are ready to go. Whoa. And dropping stuff. You didn't see that. So now we're ready to go super stock. Now the priming on this one, once you go super stock, you can still prime it. It does require a little bit more muscle power. Not as bad as some of the other blasters that I put a K25 in. So who knows, either I'm getting stronger or it's just really well primed. Angled shot. Wow. Straight shot. I'm going to go ahead and actually recover those darts now, and then we're going to change it to ultra stock. We're going to go ahead and actually switch this out to the Ultra Pro now. Let's see if this will boost the performance even better. So far, I will say that I'm impressed with the priming. I'm impressed with the speed. But the distance, for some reason, the X-Shot Pro is still the champion right now. And at $29.99, it's definitely the champion price. So let's see how this does Ultra Pro. Did we even fire one? We did. Can't even see where the darts landed that time. I'm gonna go walk out there, hold them up to see where they are. Okay, so with a straight shot, we got 120 feet, and with the angle shot, we got 180 feet, which is to say, fantastic. Up next, we're going to do an accuracy test, and then we're going to show our final thoughts regarding this blaster. All right, so we're going to be doing an accuracy test here from 60 feet, elevated position. Going to zoom in on our target, which is that post right there. And I'm going to get the game face here, and we're going to see just how accurate this is at 60 feet. Okay, so the long distance test, you know, I will admit that I was hoping for better accuracy out of this. I did hit a couple of them right there in the post, but a couple were just off by, not by much, I'm not gonna lie, so I guess I shouldn't be too hard on this blaster. The variance could be from the darts themselves, or it could have just been the actual sight. This is not the standard sight that comes with this blaster. This is actually one from my Dart Zone Pro Mark III. I just like the red dot sight. So I will say that I did notice something with this blaster. This is the jam fix mechanism. It jammed on me a couple of times off camera. So yeah, to do that, you literally just pull up on that tab, and that should allow you to, well, when it wants to work. Of course, it's not primed, but there we go. You just actually pull that up, and that's it. So, of course, the issue that you run into now is that this is now double loaded, and I might have just actually rejammed this blaster. Let's see. Well, I didn't rejam it, but I did double load it. So I will say that when you accidentally load 2 mini darts in there in line, they do still shoot out fast, not at the 200 feet per second. But if you've ever wanted to shoot 2 mini darts at somebody at 110 feet per second, this is the blaster for you. So we're gonna actually go do an indoor accuracy test and check it at short distances. Though I will admit, I would hate to be hit by this at less than 25 feet.
Alright, so here are my final thoughts regarding the Game Face Trion. I want to give this blaster a higher rating than what I'm going to give it. I do. I actually think that this is a comfortable blaster. It feels very light. It is something that you can use in competitive play. The spring spacer, the easy swab of it, it works amazingly well. The fact that you can actually do a spring spacer upgrade in less than 30 seconds is pretty cool, no lie. However, let's start with the elephant in the room regarding why I can't give it a 10 out of 10. Right here, that is your point of attachment for a sling. And you know, you can't really clip anything there because of how wide that is, and it's not too very big. But you can thread something there and modify it if you want to. That just puts this one behind a lot of other blasters, especially the Nerf brand ones, as well as some of the Dart Zone blasters. So it's kind of ungainly to actually have to walk around with this all this time. Sometimes you just want to have that sling that just, you know, dangles down here while you use your secondary. So there's that. The other thing that I noticed is that when you actually go Ultra Pro, you run into an issue with this blaster. Now, I have done research, and it is something that happens with almost every single one of the Trions, and that is that you jam easily. You actually have to pull back, and then slam it forward in order for you to fire. Now, there are a couple of fixes, and Game Face, they have said the way to resolve that issue is to just slam fire it a couple of 100 times. I want to give you a better grade, Game Face, but that is not the way to respond to an issue. I'm going to point out Dart Zone, for example. Dart Zone, they were told, hey, there's issues with the Omnia. They literally pulled the Omnia off the shelves. Or not off the shelves, but off of the marketplace for you to be able to buy it, and said, hey, we were going to reissue you new Omnias once we fix the issue. I am referring to the trigger lag. So the fact that this was brought to Game Face's attention and their only response was just slam fire it a couple of 100 times, that tells me a couple of things. A, their customer service is not that great. B, the simple fact that this was manufactured new and has that issue is a problem. This is not a brand new blaster in the sense that it was just released to the public within the last week or so. No, the Trion has been on the market for a year. I happen to have gotten it because it was on sale. They were having a sale right now on their website, and I picked it up for $73 on Amazon. So, again, do better, Game Face. Fixing it is definitely something that you can do. This blaster is made for you to be able to modify, so you can unscrew this. It's a matter of shaving off, like, not even a millimeter, a micron, so to speak, off of the catch, and that allows it to smooth it out just enough. You can add some lubrication, and that fixes the issue with the jamming. I was able to do that, and you know what? Now it fires without a problem. So there's that. The cool thing about this one, and I will tell you, is that you can actually add additional spring spacers to this. I have seen people that have added a third spring spacer, and the spring still catches, and it increases the performance even more. So there are a lot of modifications that you can do. The spring spacers themselves, they are made out of plastic. It is 3D printed. You can find them on Thingiverse, and you can print out your own and modify this blaster to your heart's content. I was actually able to take the spring spacer from one of my hammer shots and put it in here to add a little more oomph on top of what they already gave me. So there you go. The blaster itself, it is fantastic for competitive play once you fix the jamming issue. Reason being is because with one blaster, you can do human versus zombies at less than 150 feet by leaving it stock. You can do something that is 150 plus and just put that one spring spacer and make it super stock. Or you can go for the big boys where you run in the averages of the 200s with the Ultra Pro little spring spacer attachment. And there you go. So this can be your all-in-one competition for more than one round, which is kind of neat. That prevents you from having to carry multiple blasters wherever you go. And that's it. You just have to find this, you have to find a good secondary, and you are set. Regarding as to what's going to be the secondary for me, I'm probably going to stick with my Outlaw. I might, do a upgrade on the spring for that one and go from there. But this one might replace my X-Shot Pro as my primary. Not going to lie here. Until my X-Shot Pro gets modified to shoot even better than what it already shoots, I might utilize this one because, again, I like the fact that I can swap out those the spacers to dub it down or dial it up however I want to. So now let's talk about age ranges. This is 14 and up. I'm going to be honest with you. It is easy to prime. G-Rex can prime this, he is 10. However, when it comes to utilizing this blaster, I would not recommend it for anyone who is not a teenager, only because of the fact that they are going to be able to accidentally hurt somebody with it. Accidentally. This blaster, it does have a safety on it. However, a child will not realize just how powerful 220 or 210 or even 200 feet per second is. And if they shoot somebody at short range when they're not wearing eye protection or any other protection, they're going to leave welts. So if you have little kids, plural, definitely do not buy this blaster for them. And if you buy it for yourself, do not leave it unattended around them because they're going to get curious, they're going to want to play with it, and next thing you know, some poor animal or some poor child is going to be crying home to mama. Now, regarding the price range. Monetarily speaking, this is a pretty expensive blaster for the bargain blaster community. What do I mean by the bargain blaster community? I'm talking about your Nexus Pros, I'm talking about the Game Face, I am talking about the X-Shot Pro, and I'm even talking about some of the Dart Zone Max blasters. This is a little bit pricey. At $79.99 for this, you are looking at the range of, say, the Dart Zone Max Omnia. It is more than the Dart Zone Dictator, and it is a little bit more than the Dart Zone Max Striker. It does perform a lot better than all of them, however. This is actually a pro-level blaster. So, because of that, is it worth the price? I'm going to say yes. Is it worth the price once you fix it? Absolutely. The problem that I hesitate with this one because it's not worth it to me to buy a blaster brand new and I have to fix it myself. That's the issue the only issue that I have with paying the $73 that I paid for this, is that for $73, I expect performance and for it to do what it's supposed to do, not for me to have to tweak it myself. I certainly do not expect to get a response from a company that says, oh, you just paid us $73 plus tax, or oh, you just paid us $80. Fire a couple of hundred rounds to it in order for it to wear down the catch a little bit so it doesn't jam anymore. That's not how that should work. The X-Shot Pro, let's go ahead and take a blaster comparison here. Yes, it had its issue with the plunger tube. However, that plunger tube, once you actually swapped it out, which was only about $10 worth of material or $10 worth of a plunger tube that you could buy, you were left with a blaster that performs at the rate that this one does when it's Super Pro. So there you go. You're looking at a blaster that performs as well as this one for $39.99 as opposed to $79.99. You can get this one to be Ultra Pro, and you can also do that with the X-Shot Pro by putting in a K25 spring in there. The priming is just about the same as it is with this one. Again, a K25 spring for the X-Shot Pro is only going to run you about $9. So once again, the X-Shot Pro wins when it comes to bargain blasters. However, this is not a video about the X-Shot Pro. This is about the Trion. If you do not have an X-Shot Pro and you want to get something and you want to spend something on a really cool blaster, this is the one. This blaster is definitely more mod friendly than the X-Shot Pro, only because of the fact that once you take it apart, the internals are ridiculously simple. This is a joy to open up. There's only a couple of clips in the back that are easy to pry open, and that's it. You don't have as many screws as the X-Shot Pro, and when you put it back together, it's a lot easier to do so than the actual X-Shot Pro. So that is actually my review regarding the Game Face Trion. If you have any recommendations as to what colors you want me to go ahead and actually paint this, please go ahead and leave one in the comments. If you have any other solutions regarding the jam issue other than shooting a couple of hundred rounds or shaving that catch, please go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. I'm always curious to learn what other people come up with. Thank you so much for watching Secondhand Blasters. Until next time, keep on blasting.